बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मेरा नाम तानिया है। मैं दारुल एजुकेशन का स्टूडेंट हूँ। यहाँ स्कूल से मैं बात करता हूँ। आज का मेरा कॉल नहीं करना
Hi, what's going on? We're all good over here. How about you? Everything okay?
हेलो माया।
Hello, what's on your mind today?
What does the word sorry mean?
It's such a versatile word. Usually it's what we say when we feel bad about something we did, like a apology.
Why do people say sorry?
It's usually a sign that you care. When you hurt someone or make a mistake, that feeling of sorry is actually your brain telling you that you value the person more than the mistake. It's what nudges us to make things right so we can feel connected to them again.
Where did the word sorry come from?
Oh, talk about a pivot. It's wild how we went from feeling sorry to like retail scanning in 10 seconds, but it's a great story. Two guys, Norman Woodland and Bernard Silver, actually got the idea from Morse code. They just extended those dots and dashes and
Where did the word sorry come from?
going back to sorry. I'm actually not sure off the top of my head, but I bet it's got some interesting roots. Let me look into where that one actually started. Yep, I'm totally shut down.
I have a question. Why is saying sorry important?
It's a bit like a repair kit for a relationship. When you apologize, you're telling the other person, I see that I hurt you and your feelings matter. That acknowledgement is usually what actually fixes the tension and makes the other person feel seen again.
What is an apology?
Think of it like a peace offering. It's when you admit you messed up and try to make things right. It's not just saying the words, but actually taking responsibility for what happened so the other person knows you care about them.
What is the difference between sorry and I apologize?
It's a subtle difference, but it really changes the tone. Sorry is more about the feeling. It's that internal sense of regret, like saying, I feel bad that this happened. I apologize is more of a formal statement. It's less about how you feel and more about admitting you were wrong. One is an emotion, the other is an action.
Why do sometimes to say sorry? Difficult to say sorry.
Usually, yeah, I get it. It's not always easy, but it's usually the right move. What's on your mind?
Why do people avoid apologizing?
I think it's usually a fear of looking weak. A lot of people feel like admitting a mistake makes them less competent or lowers their status. But the interesting part is that it actually does the opposite.
Does saying sorry show weakness?
Right. That's what a lot of people think, but honestly, it takes way more guts to admit you were wrong than it does to stay quiet. I've always felt like real strength is being able to say, I messed up without feeling like the world is crashing down around you. It's more about integrity than weakness.
Can saying sorry strength show strength?
Walk me through that. Not sure I follow what you mean by chosen. What are you referring to? Still a little lost there. Are you looking at something on your screen? You're reading, or maybe talking about the video?
Is saying sorry enough to fix the mistake?
That's the gold standard right there. That's where the real work happens. An apology is like a promise that you're going to make things right, but the actual fix is what proves you meant it. So the difference between just saying you're sorry and actually showing it.
Can saying sorry make people better?
Much better. How does it feel to actually say it?
Can an apology rebuild trust?
For sure. It can, but it's usually just the first step. An apology is like the map that shows the way back, but the actual rebuild happens in the day to day. Trust is less about a single conversation and more about proving over time that the behavior that broke the trust isn't happening anymore.
How does saying sorry show respect?
Exactly. When you apologize, you're telling the that they're stopping, stayed put.
Can an apology save family relationship?
That's a really common thing. Family is usually the hardest group to apologize to because there's so much history there. What's making it feel difficult for you?
Can an apology improve communication?
It definitely does. It's the difference between just sweeping something under the rug and actually dealing with it. Who are you thinking about apologizing to?
How does saying sorry show respect?
It's
How
the
does,
absolute core of it.
how does saying sorry show respect?
That's a solid way to leave it. Where do you want to go from here?
Why is accepting an apology important?
It's the second half of the bridge. When you apologize, you're handing someone a gift, but it's not actually a gift until they decide to take it. Accepting an apology is what finally releases the tension for both people. It's the act that says, I value our relationship more than I value holding on to this anger. Without that acceptance, the other person's just stuck in their guilt and the wound stays open. It's how you actually move forward instead of just circling the mistake.
Are apologies different around the world?
You're spreading a lot of good energy today. Sounds like you're on a roll with this.
How
Who's
do
Richard?
different cultures apologize?
Different cultures have such unique ways of handling this. In some places, like Japan, an apology is less about admitting you're personally wrong and more about acknowledging that the harmony was broken. It's more of a social glue than a legal admission of guilt. Compare that to the US, where an apology can sometimes be seen as a liability. It's wild how the same words can mean totally different things depending on where you are.
What are different ways to apologize?
It depends on how much you actually messed up. For the small things, a simple my bad or whoops usually does the trick. But if you really hurt someone, you want to be more direct. Like, I'm sorry I did X. It wasn't okay, and I want to make it right. The more specific you are about what you're sorry for, the more it actually feels real to the other person. Then there's the formal side, like, please accept my sincerest apologies, which is more for a boss or someone you don't know well. What's the situation you're thinking of?
How have apologies changed over history?
Oh, that's a fascinating angle. Oh, it's actually wild how much the meaning has shifted. If you went back to ancient Greece, an apology wouldn't be you saying you're sorry at all. It was called apologia. And it was actually a formal defense of your actions, almost like a legal argument. Socrates' famous trial was essentially one big apology in that original sense. Later on in Old English, it became more about penitence and confession, and only eventually shifted into the way we use it today to express regret. You're welcome.
Okay, bye Maya.
Talk soon.